Hi YouTube. I was about to put my hand up. Wow. How can I say this? You know when you have that movie in your head and your idea is, oh, it's not gonna be that good, and sometimes it turns out you're right, but this time you kind of find out, it's not really that right. Well, that's the kind of reaction I got from watching the previous, yes, that's true, previous Ghostbusters. And is it good? Well, let me ask you something. Is Tom and Jerry a good cartoon for cats and mice that beat each other up? If that answer is yes, then you will like Ghostbusters. Did I think it was going to be a CGI mess? Somewhat. It wasn't bad. I really didn't think it was bad at all. In fact, I loved it. I've never. It's like with Civil War, I had a mixed review, and then finally I figured out I liked it. I just had to understand it more, and didn't see that, those stupid, ignore the stupid things that I saw in Civil War that I didn't like, and then focus on the fact that Civil War was awesome. So, Ghostbusters, is it good? I mean, I'm just gonna say this. If you're a Ghostbusters fan, this is everything fan service. Am I lying, Tiff? That's my wife. Am I lying? My wife and me are big Ghostbusters fan. I have a Ghostbusters shirt. We watched all the Ghostbusters movies and the cartoons, and I used to have a Ghostbusters action. Actually, I had like 3 action figures of the Ghostbusters. I had Venkman, I had Egon, and I had I think it's Egon. I'm sorry if I get it wrong. Excuse me. And I also had, if I'm not mistaken, I think I had Ray. I had 2 Rays for some reason. Anyways, was it as good as the originals? I can't say it ain't, and I can't say it is because it's not like them at all. I mean, it has certain aspects of the original movies, but it's not anything. It's its own thing, and that's good. That's what I like about it. It's a shout out to the old Ghostbusters. That is the truth. They have the Ghostbusters logo. They make one dick joke out of the entire movie, which I thought was really good. Melissa McCartney was perfect as her part that she was playing. Kristen Wiig was tolerable. I thought she wasn't bad at all. She was a little over the top. She was definitely not Venkman, but she had Venkman parts in her, and you could see it. And she had a real traumatizing ghost experience when she was a kid, so it kind of like makes you feel for her character more. So yeah, and the way they did begin the movie, it was kind of shoddy, but it kind of worked. I don't know how to say this. I didn't like it at first. I looked at my wife and I was like, why did they do that? There were times I looked at my wife and was like, really? But they weren't the Ghostbusters that it was a problem. It was certain things in the movie. Like, there's one part where the military get frozen up into a dance position. And I said, please don't break out into a dance ensemble, because if you do, I'm turning this off. I love Ghostbusters, but that will just be it for me. But it didn't do it. They just, in these weird gay dance poses, like Saturday Night Fever or something. And and I don't mean any offense toward the gay community. I just meant like a weird pose for a dance recital or something, something like that, some Saturday Night Fever stuff. And that's how they're posed, because the ghost guy, by the way, the villain in this, he's not really bad, he's not really good, he's believable as a villain, let's just say it that way. He's not maniacal, but they kind of sprinkled the idea of the first Ghostbusters villain into his character. Plus, the villain from the second one was kind of like part of it. So they took the god and the human, and they made them one. And you got the 2 movies into one. But it was its own movie with the sprinkled parts of the originals. And I think there was a lot of fan service in this movie. Do I think it was good? I thought it was awesome. Will you think it's good? I don't know. How much do you like Ghostbusters? That's probably the question. I love the first one. It's a little boring, but it's entertaining. And the second one was freaking great. I love the second one. And then the third one, which is the newest one, is really good. I mean, I can't say it's a sequel, because it's not. It's nothing. It's not even a sequel. It's basically its own thing. And it's unique, and it still has some work to do to be its own property, but it really made itself known, and it's not like some of these critics say it's a skit. It's not a skit at all. It's really good. It's good fan service. I'll say that. If you don't like Ghostbusters, you might like it. I mean, I don't know. If you're not into the paranormal, and if you're not into ghosts, if you're not into scary shit or any of that, you're not gonna like it. I'll just put it that way. You're not gonna like it if you don't like ghosts and things like that. So yeah, and they're not really that scary, but they're not really that silly either. They're actually pretty cool. They had some pretty cool moments. There's just one part. I won't ruin it for you. But there's this one part where Eon's female persona does this badass thing with her proton cannon guns, and it's just perfect. It was like an action movie / science fiction / paranormal, and it was perfect. I can't keep saying it. I mean, really, this was a really good movie. I really liked it. Were there parts that I didn't like? Well, I already told you. The other part that I didn't like was the fact that they cut the Ghostbusters song. But other than that, everything was perfect. I mean, they tried really hard not to make a sequel because it wouldn't make much sense because they didn't have the original Ghostbusters. They didn't want to make a remake because people didn't want them to make a remake. So this is basically its own universe. It's its own Ghostbusters. This is a female version of the Ghostbusters. This is another universe, in other words. I can look at it this way. There's parallel universes, and in their universe, they are the first Ghostbusters. And the other guys, we think of them as Ghostbusters, but they're not. In their universe, they're just people that one's a cab driver, one is the girl's uncle, which is kind of cool, and then there's one psychologist who gets killed. I don't know, they didn't really show him after what happened to him. I think he died. But yeah, it's really good, man. I enjoyed it a lot. And anyways, yeah. So guys, leave a comment below, subscribe if you. Okay, not right now. It's a stink bug. My wife's freaking out over a bug. Yeah, leave a comment and subscribe below. Tell me what you think. If you've seen the Ghostbusters, tell me what you thought. I mean, really. Give me your input, man, because I think it was great. That's just mine. I thought the trailers made it look shoddy, and that's good. If trailers can make movies look shoddy and make me want to go to the movies and see it so I can see it for myself, then that's perfect. That's what I want. I don't want the trailers to make it look great and then I go see it. However, Batman v Superman is an exception because I saw it in the trailers and then I saw it in the movie and I just loved it even more. So, yeah. Tell me what y'all think. Peace.